What do you mean by the word benevolent?
Just Nick Shirley, Mr. Benevolent, Mr. Where are the children? Trump's greatest propagandist was on Piers Morgan, and they talk about the situation in Setua.
Investigative journalist and YouTuber Nick Shirley traveled to Ceuta to document.
Calling Nick Shirley a journalist, it's a stretch, okay? This 50 IQ guy, yeah, like it's a stretch, yeah. Like journalism is not it's not to go to daycares and ask where the children at.
The border crisis, where an unprecedented 60,000 migrants surged from Morocco into the tiny Spanish exclave. However, his trip quickly.
I thought that's America and Israel psyop, but now they brought Nick Shirley there, so I'm sure. And the good thing is Trump will talk about it in a few days because he can't help himself.
Turned dangerous.
Look, now we got people throwing clothes.
I then headed to the center of the town.
My God, this moron. I was there. There were people. Like, it's a coincidence that he's there when the refugee crisis happened.
With the citizen vigilante Mancia. However, within minutes.
Oh no, that's the local David from Setua. Like, I hate the local Davids. They're so racist.
We were chased out.
So now people here to feel safe, they're walking around with their dogs because Muslims do not like dogs.
Oh my God. Oh my God. You are a dog, Nick Shirley. Like, that's the best propagandist that they have. A guy who can barely talk and hopes that everybody is stupid like him. Yeah, the people know him.
Watch out, watch out, watch out. Now we got people throwing stuff at us.
Oh no, they're speaking another language. I'm so scared. I'm Nick Shirley.
Well, Nick Shirley joins me now. Nick Shirley, welcome to Uncensored. You travelled to Ceuta.
Yes, don't use hard words. He will not understand them.
To which most people talking about this haven't done. What do you think was really going on here?
Well, I think right there you had a time when a lot of people felt like that the border was open, and they literally just ran right through that border. And the people I spoke to, the Moroccan migrants, even said the Moroccan authorities let them go through. And then from that,
I wonder why. Who gave them the order?
at that point, somehow the Spain military, like if you watch the videos, they quite literally opened up that border, some of those gates, and people just flooded into the country.
You said in a recent interview, you were asked why you thought so many working age men wanted to get into Europe. You said they want Islam to be everywhere. That's why they're coming to our countries. There's no assimilation. They don't learn their language. This has been happening for years and years in Europe. This is a religious war. Would you categorize what you saw down in Ceuta as an example of that?
Yeah, I would say there's definitely, it's interesting. I've heard a lot of people talk about, well, when a man comes and he flees a country, he brings his family. When he goes alone, he's going to war. And a lot of those individuals, they're 21 to 28 years old. They don't bring their wives. They don't bring women with them. And when I asked them why not, they said because Islam says they stay at home.
Cap. Like, Islam don't say that. If you have the verse in the Quran, show me. But Islam don't say that. But the propaganda is getting stupider and stupider. Like, stupider Nick Shirley. Look at him. There is no brain between his eyes. Islam said that. Like, moron.
That's what they told me.
Right. I mean, that doesn't necessarily mean that the 60,000 people that poured over that border are going for reasons connected to their religion. It may explain why some of them left family members at home.
It's just a big coincidence that Nick Shirley was there when the refugee crisis happened. Big coincidence.
But isn't it more likely, Nick, Shirley, that actually the vast majority just want a better economic life for themselves? That is certainly the case with most people, for example, who come into the UK illegally, as it turns out most of them are young men who want a better life for themselves. It's not really driven by any particular ideology, including, Islam.
Well, the key word you give there is illegally. They're breaking the law. They come here illegally.
They're breaking the law. They're coming there illegally. They should deport Nick Shirley from Spain.
And then what happens? They usually get put on our welfare systems, and that takes money from the people who are living.
All the talking points ever. They're coming here to take money from the welfare system. No, they're coming to work like they are refugees because most of the time of the United States or Western Europe because they're delivering weapons everywhere.
In the country legally, and that's a problem.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with that.
The only problem here is Nick Shirley.
I'm just saying that the categorization that you've laid down, that you think that it's all about Islam, that these people want to come in, they don't want to assimilate, they don't want to learn the language, they want to basically, I guess, take over with their own form of culture and religion. I'm just not sure that this is what we're seeing here with this situation in Ceuta. You posted on Instagram as well, thousands of kids left completely stranded at the Spain-Morocco border. Do you think politicians realise when they open the borders, thousands of kids will get raped, trafficked, and never see their parents again? The kids and teenagers all love Spain Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez for opening the border, but where will they go now? Now, on that, a lot of people will say, God, that's outrageous, appalling. Yeah, of course it's disgraceful. But according to local data, reported by Daily Telegraph, there are between 826 and 862 unaccompanied migrant children currently stranded in Ceuta. Now, that's a lot of kids, don't get me wrong, but it's not thousands and thousands, as you said.
Yeah, it's millions and billions. Like, you can't just make shit up. Like, back in the days, the right-wingers at least have to, live in reality. Now you can just make things up, and there are people out there who are believe it. Like billions of people will are in Ceuta.
So is there a danger that we exaggerate this when there is a real problem that needs to be addressed, but it isn't as bad as people are making out?
No, it's bad. Like the video footage I showed you, there's
It's very bad. Nick Shirley is the problem.
thousands of kids, and that's just in one part of that small little town. So there is quite literally thousands of kids that came across that border as well with the adults, and it's very sad. Like the open borders, like it's actually very inhumane because, like I said right there, a lot of kids will get raped, they'll get trafficked, they'll never see that.
Yeah, open borders are inhumane. Yeah, open borders are inhumane. Like building the wall is not inhumane. And there are no open borders, like just made up by the right.
Their parents again, and that's due to these politicians who open up these borders. And it's just a sad reality that takes place. A lot of people will get kidnapped. Essentially, they'll never see their parents again. Who knows what happens when they get inside those trafficking networks? What will happen to them?
Almost all of the 60,000 migrants who came in this huge surge from Morocco into Ceuta, they've all been returned. So what do you feel the situation is on the ground now?
Well, I was just there about 2 days ago, and there was still thousands of people there. And it was very interesting just to be driving around that town. You look up in the mountain, and then all of a sudden you'd see a pack of people up there. I'd be interviewing a lady, and all of a sudden 2 people would come out from the mountain. And so there's like thousands upon thousands of people. I don't have a clicker to count each and every single person.
Oh, Nick, it's millions of billions of people coming through the border.
person. Yet there's still thousands of people. I don't know what it's like today because I'm not there right now, but I'd imagine there's still a few thousand there. And a lot of people had the mission to get into mainland Europe. So it'll be interesting to see how many of them actually make it into mainland. But I think the fact that just in one day, around 60,000 people were able to storm a border and come into a country, like that should be very concerning for Spain.
Looks like a psyop from the United States or Israel or both.
To think that in one day that is possible. And they show that it's possible because it happened.
Yeah, you know what? It's completely outrageous. I couldn't quite believe what I was watching. And you've got people like Elon Musk, who I think do exaggerate the situation in Europe. Certainly he does about England, I think. But when you look at scenes like that, it's hard not to argue with language like invasion. 60,000 people did invade that border. There's no question. Now, the fact most of them got returned pretty quickly is good, but it doesn't change the fact it happened in the first place. And I do think border control around Europe, around the world actually, is a very, very big deal right now, and it's got to be taken more seriously. Nick, Shirley, I appreciate you joining me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Piers.
Now I believe it's American-Israeli psyop because Nick Shirley was there. Like, very big coincidence. And for the people who think, I can't talk, I can't read, Nick Shirley is a propagandist, influencer, YouTuber, and he can't talk, can't read, and but yeah, he still does content. Like, if you have insecurities, remember there are people who are watching Nick Shirley's content and don't make fun of it. They watch it and say, "Wow, that's a investigative journalist, best journalist ever." Um, but that shows that every right winger is stupid because you have to only say the right buzzwords and they believe it. And yeah, and it's also a lot of fun to make fun of Nick Shirley because yeah, the journalist who goes to the Somali people and say, "Where are the children? Where are the children?" Um, I think he asked that question for Trump. Trump wanted to know where are the children at. But yeah, that's the best guy that the right have on their side. What's your opinion about this situation? What's your opinion about Nick Shirley? Do you watch Nick Shirley? Write it down below. And we see you next time.